It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Kristi Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
It's the Bob and Tom Show. Monday. May 10, 2021.
May the 10 be with you.
Wait.
Oh,
that's
doesn't
right.
really work,
Exactly
does it?
That's not anything.
Hello, Tom.
Chick.
Hello, Kristi.
Hi, Chick. All right, I'll go back in the damn room.
Okay.
Seriously?
Hit it. Comedy show.
Kristi Lee
explain it
is
after
back
35
in the
years.
big room
Hi,
with the
Josh.
boys.
How are you, Josh?
I'm fine, Chick. How are you?
Okay. I hate you too. Remember that?
Oh.
Hi, Ace. Hi, Willie.
Hey, Chick, how you doing, man?
Look at those cheeks. Look at that. And back to Tom. Hi, buddy.
Hello, Chick.
How you doing, pal?
Doing great.
Good.
Hi, Chick.
I forgot you're not in here. Oh, we can all turn our backs on Pat. He can be shunned now.
There we go.
What is going on?
Once again, we've reconfigured the space. Does the COVID restrictions rescind? Kristi Lee is back in the big room with the boys.
Yay.
The
A classic case of
The boys' club is over.
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
She's got to get mad.
Now we had to take down the female woman haters club.
Yep.
Wait a minute. What was what did it say in the Little Rascals? I guess the He-Man.
He-Man, yeah,
the
woman
He-Man.
haters
Yeah, the female woman. That would be very awkward. The He-Man woman haters club was the sign.
Oh, did you have a
little-
women's haters club in here?
Didn't you ever see the Little Rascals? They had
No.
They had the He-Man woman haters club. No, am I the only one that remembers?
No, I totally know that.
That's right.
Yeah, it was just a little comedy thing as part of the theme. Little Rascals, some
Blatant
young
hostility. I thought
young
we were
folks
still doing
having,
that.
young
Really?
boys having some fun. Of course, Darla.
Dear Chick, I was in San Francisco this past weekend with my family. Was on our way to pick up our food from a restaurant. I drove by and noticed there was no parking to be found.
Oh,
Pick up
no.
my food. I drove around the block, still couldn't find any parking to pick up my food. My brother-in-law said, "Hey, you should just turn on your flashers and pick it up real quick." I drove back around to where the restaurant was, threw my hazards on, went in to pick up my food, got back in my car, and drove off. Another great flasher parking success story. Thank you, Chick.
You need to stop reading these.
You are welcome, Taylor.
I've got one.
Huh?
Dear Chick, I was in San Francisco over the weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to pick up some food. I had a big family outing.
Right.
I couldn't find a parking space. My brother said, "Why don't you just flasher park like Chick McGee?"
That's right.
I pulled up in front of the restaurant, popped my flashers on, came in, came out, my car was gone, and my baby was stolen.
That's a whole different.
Well, there are different stories for different people.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame the brother on this.
There are a million stories in the Naked Cities.
Yes.
Take
This
your
one's-
chances.
This is one of the stupider ones. That's Mr. Pat Godwin, and he is coming off a nice live show over the weekend, and he's been given the challenge. He's in the Oxford Gold Performance Room, and should we review the challenge, Pat? You ready?
Sure, yeah.
You ready?
I have the story here.
Okay, go ahead. What's the story?
China's space agency has announced that most of the core segment of its biggest rocket burned up above the Maldives in the Indian Ocean early Sunday.
There's nothing to worry about.
The Long March 5B rocket carried the main module of China's first permanent space station into orbit back in April before the roughly 100-foot-long rocket made an uncontrolled re-entry into Earth's atmosphere.
And their spokesperson for the Chinese, Aruba Ray.
It's me, Aruba Ray.
That came out of nowhere.
That did.
Mr. Ray, I see you're speaking for the Chinese. What's the story of this gigantic rocket plummeting to Earth?
Well, you know I'm a part-time rocket scientist. There's nothing a little aluminum foil, a paperclip, and a rubber band can't do.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Except
right?
keep a rocket in orbit.
Oh, sure, that's the one.
So what if this falls and hits someone in the head?
Well, then they'll be treated to an appetizer special at Aruba Ray.
Special. Is that wings, fries, and quesadillas?
Oh,
or?
I'm hungry
It's
now.
whatever's available in the alley that day.
Now, what if we
It
wanted
could
to get
be
rid of?
possum chunks.
What if we wanted to get rid of a body, Aruba Ray? Know anybody?
Well, I sure do. You're looking at them. Sometimes bodies can be stuffed into rockets and sent into space. But when they fall back to Earth, that's a problem.
Once again, Aruba Ray, spokesman for the Chinese government.
And his drink specials will put you into orbit, won't they?
Oh, yes. This week, $2 off the Cosby.
Hey, you're still calling. I can't follow this.
As one of the biggest pieces of space debris to fall to Earth, it was not clear when or where the rocket would land. Harvard astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell, who tracked the tumbling rocket part, tweeted, quote, "An ocean reentry was always statistically the most likely. It appears China won its gamble, but it was still reckless." China plans 10 more launches to carry additional parts of the space station into orbit. China's space station is called Tiahan, or Heavenly Harmony.
Hey, China, why don't you take a few years off? All right? Lay low for a little while.
Go back to the drawing board, baby.
Good God.
So the
Hey, Josh, billions of people. Cool it, billions.
Oh, I like the Chinese people.
the Chinese rocket didn't hit anybody, but
No, it didn't.
See?
Maybe a fish or two.
Sharks that aren't happy.
Yeah.
Today in Fish News, Rocket Mars annual picnic.
School is closed.
That's right, Pat.
SpongeBob.
School's out for fishies. Okay,
right
now,
into the Cheeto.
Pat, we asked you to write a song. Okay.
Oh, wow, beautiful. It was well made, the Chinese rocket that had burned up way out in space. Now it's crashing in the Indian Ocean, just cinders, barely a trace, and debris. It's falling. Rocket debris. It's falling.
Well done.
Debris falling.
Rather petty of you, but that's all right.
Tribute to
You're a heartbreaker.
We can do it all day.
Or what would it seem like?
You just seem like
We got a real-life superhero in sports, Tom. How about that?
cool. Who?
Brandon Blair is pretty much basically Superman. Here's the evidence. The Idaho native played the role of superhero last Thursday. The former NFL defensive lineman, he rescued a driver from a burning truck.
Jeez.
Blair was driving on a highway in St. Anthony, Idaho, when he witnessed a terrifying moment. A semi-truck crushed by a train and burst into flames.
Ooh.
Blair, 36, who played 4 years in the league, spent time with the Chiefs, Eagles, and Raiders. Defensive lineman, his build and athleticism came in handy. He called 911 immediately. Then he heard a cry for help and sprung into action, racing toward the wreckage. Train conductors told him not to approach the cab because of the flames and stuff, but Blair climbed into the wreckage and pulled the driver to safety.
Wow.
The man, Steve Jensen, was pinned inside the cab and unable to escape as the fire continued to close in around him. With only one way to get him out, 6'6", 260 Blair pulled 25-year-old Jensen, much like birth, through a small rear window between the passenger and driver's seat.
That's amazing.
Jeez.
What a hero.
Blair said it was a conscious decision that I'm going in. He needs help right now. I ran up to the window and saw dripping hot flames all over inside the truck.
Oh, no.
I could see a guy in a seatbelt was able to reach in and get it off him. He was talking, and I told him, "We got to get out of here. Take my hand if you want to live." The rescue lasted less than 3 minutes and could not have come a moment too soon. Seconds after the two reached a safe distance, the roof fell down inside and the entire cab went up in flames.
Amazing.
Gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he is a hero for sure.
There you go.
Yep.
That's
I think
amazing.
I would just drive along. I didn't see anything. I don't know. I don't want to get involved, Tom.
Boy, this is I don't care for the implications of what you just said at all.
What are you talking about?
How many times? Now I'm wondering how many times you've done this before.
Oh,
driven by
many times.
So when you go to a barbecue place, you go, well,
I got to get in that kitchen.
Kind of shy about eating barbecue after leaving the guy to die and burn in his car. Feel good about yourself?
I feel like I have to tell you when I make stuff up now, when I don't.
It's the guy last week that jumped off a bridge to save a kid in the canal.
Yeah.
A lot of heroes out there. Good people. It's great to know that this guy, what a hero. Jeez.
Yep.
How about superhero game for you, Tom? How about you could be like a Professor X? You could like run a group of superheroes.
Definitely.
You could be their Dr. X.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think he's going to run a group of super
That's right.
heroes?
That's right. Yeah.
You don't think that he's going to become a super villain? I mean, that's it.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
He's a hero 3 weeks tops, and
Working.
then it's the dark
Goes
origin
dark.
story. Yeah,
Working.
exactly.
Well, that's
Lex
how it
Luthor.
starts. Everybody thinks you're Dr. X, but you're really Dr. Q.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's go with a different letter, shall we?
really,
So 24 to choose from. He goes with that.
coming up in sports.
How about Dr. A.H.?
How about Dr. A? I was just going to say.
That's good, John.
That's good.
How about
26
Dr.
letters?
F.Y.? How about that?
And then we are joined via the Zoom, if you will. We have comedian Greg Warren joining us from some.
Yes, we do.
Now, Greg, are you actually in front of a brick wall, or is that a faux brick wall as part of your computer transmission?
Well, it's actually a sort of in between it. That's a curtain, Tom.
Yeah, I can see the creases and the.
Yeah, I need to iron that thing out.
So someone makes a brick wall curtain?
Yeah.
And then someone buys one.
And then they hang it up to show everyone they have one?
Well, I did some Zoom corporate gigs, over the pandemic, Chick. Try to make it look like a comedy club.
Gotcha. All right.
I see.
Well, get the crease out of it. It looks like
It's like a curtain.
Yeah, I had a couple of 4 immigrants working for me. They just pull it on both sides while I'm doing this.
Oh, okay,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
Those
like-
guys don't show
Looks
up
like
on
Jim
time.
Abbott hung that thing.
Wow, that is just mean.
Wow, that is
It's just not humorous at all.
No.
You had me,
Well,
Greg. You could have fooled me. I thought it was a brick wall, though it looks kind of curved.
Well, but you're a baby.
it seems like you woke up this morning and said, "I'm going to take a shot at Jim Abbott."
Well, we had a nice news story last week about a guy who doing a great thing that had a similar affliction, if you will. Now, Greg, I want to play something for you before we begin. I will point out Greg Ward is a stand-up comedian. He's responsible for the television special and accompanying media pieces known as
What are you saying?
known as is it
Let him go.
is it where the field corn grows? Am I getting-
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And it's
responsible for that.
Yeah, that's right. And Greg will be taking his program to the Funny Bone in Cincinnati coming up the weekend of May 21st through the 22nd. Other stops include Raleigh, Wichita, Louisville, Tulsa, Little Rock, and Phoenix. But it's great to be back on the road, I'm sure. And we'll be hearing about that in a matter of moments. But first, Greg, this is some audio from last year, actually, early in the program. Here we go. Oh, is Greg Warren coming in today?
Oh, come on. What a jerk.
There you go. So you can see
Those are my friends.
your friends are here. So now,
Saturday, Greg, I was doing some yard work. And,
Oh, it's a great story, Greg.
And one of my neighbors came up to me and he said, "Hey, on your show, you have that Greg Warren guy." And I had never really met this neighbor. And I go, yeah. And he goes, boy, he's good. He's one of my favorites.
Aw.
And I had to explain to him, no.
no, that's when you stepped on a
You
rake.
set him straight, John. Set him straight.
So yeah, Paul, my neighbor Paul, is a huge fan of yours.
Tell neighbor Paul, I'll send him a CD or something.
Okay. He would love that.
You could sell him a CD. Don't give him away for free. What are you thinking?
Now, Greg, I know that you have been holed up, if you will, in your fashionable Northside condo in St. Louis. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, other than the north side part, it's more on the southwest side of the city.
Ooh,
Right.
Nowhere near the north.
So sorry.
Can you see the art from your window?
No, there is some. I don't even know who said that.
Well, hell, I'd move if I was you.
You want to get the view.
You got to get the view. You got to
What's
see
the
the
point
art.
living in St. Louis if you ain't going to see the art?
Yeah.
There she is.
You got some cheap apartment then, huh?
Is it true Fred Bird lives in the
Fred Bird
does live at the
You know,
Art.
you do comedy. You know Fred Bird then, right? He's funny.
Oh, yeah, we
Fred
worked
Bird.
together quite a bit.
Oh, man. That Fred Bird.
Opened for him several times.
Yes, sir. I bet you did.
So
you can't follow him.
You've been there. You've been there pretty much by yourself for the last year. Is that correct?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
I see. And are you doing anything to take care of yourself? Are you running? Are you lifting weights? Do you have a little some kind of gym
I
at
see
your apartment?
see my holistic doctor, Tom. Got an appointment this week.
Yeah.
What are they going to look for?
I had some stomach problems a while back, and saw some regular doctors, and they didn't work. And my friend was like, "You should go see a holistic doctor." And I'm like,
like a witch doctor?
Yeah, like I'm not going to see a witch, And then my stomach hurt for like 2 more months, and I was like, I'm going to go see the witch. And,
Let's see if she has some
and I
potions
went,
down.
and like not that witchy, you guys. Like food sensitivity testing, some supplements, a lot of blood testing. There's some stuff's weird. Like you got to call her by her first name. Like I'm supposed to call her Dr. Olivia, which like doesn't inspire confidence. That's like for the prosecution, District Attorney Randy. Like it doesn't. It doesn't.
The gravitas somewhat removed.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, Tom. But the thing is, I'll call her whatever she wants. Like she fixed me. I love her. Right. Like almost romantically. She changed my life. But she's not cheap though. She is not at all cheap. Like I should have known, because when I go in there, it's like 3 pretty girls behind this nice oak desk, and they're like, "Greg Warren, it's so good to see you." I'm like, this is going to cost me. Pretty girls being nice to you, that's usually a lot of money. I mean, unless it's a Make-A-Wish situation, that's a lot of money. I've been to the regular doctor. That's not how it works. It's an old lady that slides a window open about 1/4 inch. Sit down, fill out the forms. If you have any questions, call your mama.
Greg Warren is our guest. Greg is the man behind the television special. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a wonderful special.
It's called Where the Field Corn Grows. And again, Greg, I know I should know this. The distinction between field corn and is it sweet corn? Is that the other one?
Yeah. Field corn, that's what they grind up and feed to the animals.
Right.
And sweet corn, that's what we eat. And
Now,
once they explain to you, it's very easy to remember, Tom, because field corn is grown in a field.
Check.
Whereas sweet corn is grown in a field. So you can see.
I see, yes.
Are you looking forward to going back to the clubs?
I am. I think, last time we talked, I told you I had a chance to sort of think a lot during this last year about, how I got in the business. I told you about that guy, Freddie DeMarco, that was.
Yeah, I love Freddie.
I don't know Freddie. Who was he again?
Freddie's a guy that was, when I worked at a comedy club when I was in college, and Freddie owned this comedy club in Columbia, Missouri. Pat knows him.
Sure.
He's a guy that when I went.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when I went to work at Procter and Gamble, Greg, why would you do that? I mean, what are you doing with your life? Jesus Christ! I tell you, you're gonna sell soap for the rest of your life, Greg. They're giving me a company car, Greg. You know what? You're gonna drive that company car off a bridge one day because you're so bored with your life.
Yeah.
I tell you what. So I was talking to you guys about him, and and I guess somebody, his girlfriend's friends heard it. So he called me, Craig, what are you doing? Why don't you just learn some jokes or something? Why don't you talk about me on the Bob and Tom show? Jesus, Craig, you've been in the business for 25 years. You don't know any jokes? You never could get it right with this guy. I mean, like when I go on stage early, I'd be like, Craig, you need more jokes. Jesus, you don't have any jokes. Then, a month later, it's all you're doing is jokes, Craig. You have some personality. You're just up there telling jokes. But my first job there, I was a doorman, one of the doormen, and but he told me, hey, at the end of the night, I need to go on the microphone, in the DJ booth, and I had to tell people it was time to go, and get them to leave. So I'm a college kid. I get on. I'm like, you guys got to go. And Craig, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, I told him to go. Hey, Greg, you told him to go one time. I mean, Greg, Jesus, Greg, the drunks, Greg, they're not United States Marines. Like two nights later, I'm on there, and I'm like, you guys gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta get. Greg, what are you doing? You're killing me. What are you doing? You told me to keep telling him. I told you to keep telling him, Greg. I didn't tell you to keep nagging him. You sound like somebody's mother-in-law, Greg. You think people want to come to a bar and see their mother-in-law? I call my divorce lawyer. I'm not even married. What's wrong with you? You're killing me, Greg.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com or listen live with the Bob and Tom app. And be sure to tune in next time for more Bob and Tom Tonight.